Hello! Welcome to another video. I have two things to talk about today. The first is Bout of Books Readathon, which starts on Monday the 12th of May and runs until the following Sunday, which is the 18th of May. So I'm going to share my TBR list with you. It may change slightly because I'm going home for the weekend, which means I won't have my computer with me. So I might actually finish some of these on my way home and then while I'm at home. So I will share those with you. This is my stack of books. It looks like a lot, but I'm fairly optimistic about how I'll get through these. So let's go through them. I've got Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I am literally like 34 pages into it, and I plan to get a lot of this read over the weekend so that I can just finish it during the readathon. It's pretty heavy and pretty confusing, but luckily my husband's already read it and he also watches the show, so he's been helping me get through all the confusing parts at the beginning. But I am enjoying the story so far. I mean, 30 pages, I'm not really going to get that much into it, but it is fairly interesting to me. I really like high fantasy kind of stories, and this definitely fits that bill. I also recently purchased Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I am almost 100 pages into it, so I plan to finish this during the readathon. I might finish it this weekend, but probably not. I'm going to prioritize Game of Thrones instead. I purchased The One, and so I'm going to be reading this. Oh, that's just my receipt. I haven't started reading this one yet, but I will be reading this book this week. I'm really excited to kind of wrap up the whole series, find out how America's story with Maxon and, I don't remember what his name is, but the other guy, I'm excited to see how their story kind of unfolds. I'm also going to be reading Spirit Animals Blood Ties. It is the third book in the Spirit Animals series by Garth Nix and Sean Williams. Actually, the first book is by Brandon Mullen, the second book is by Maggie Stiefvater. So I'm going to be reading the third book in the series. That one just arrived the other day. I'm also going to be reading Artemis Fowl, The Arctic Incident. It's a pretty quick read. It'll help me break up Game of Thrones and maybe a few other ones when I want to take a little bit of a break. And then lastly is part of Bout of Books, because that's when I'll be reading it, but also I'm going to be doing the Maze Runner readathon with a girl through Goodreads, and I will link her below. So I will be reading the Maze Runner, and if I finish those, then I'll also move on to the next ones in the series, but this is the one they're reading specifically. I'm fairly optimistic, but I mean, looking at this list, I'm going, oh my goodness, this is a lot of books. I also plan to read an ebook called Oblivion by Sasha Dawn. Pictures right here. And that is actually a lot of books for me this next week, but I'm really going to be prioritizing reading. So I guess we'll see how I do on that. And the other thing I'm going to talk about is the Summer of 50 Challenge. The link is below to the Summer of 50 Challenge. I found it on Goodreads. It's the same girl that's doing the Maze Runner readathon. So I went ahead and I made my Summer of 50 reading challenge. I have it starting on this Sunday, and then it will be finished at the end of August, about a week before school starts, because that last week before school is really hectic and I probably won't get much reading done. So I put it on this lovely chart. I will post a link to a picture below. I'll post it to my blog. But I have 50 books on here. The pink ones are the books that I own, and the blue ones are the ones that I don't. So it will be interesting. The light blue ones, actually, there are some light blue ones on here as well. Those ones are ebooks that I do have already, and I need to finish those because either they're recently published or will be published very, very soon, and so I want to do reviews of those. I actually put the same book on here twice. It was an accident when I was looking at my list. I made a mistake. But when I post this, then you can kind of take a look at it and see what books you've read, what books I have on here that you want to read as well. And I'm going to be making a group for this on Goodreads. I'll link that below. And then if you want to join me in any of these readathons, then you can do that. Excuse me. So that is all I have for today. I will be updating about Bout of Books. I hope to have a little video at least once during the week, if not twice. I'll also be posting daily updates on my blog, on my Tumblr, so I will link that below. But that is all for today, so I guess I'll need a lot of your luck. So that's everything. Have a good day and keep your nose in a book.